All right, and we're live. So, welcome to episode 15 of Puckin Awesome. We've been a little off and on this summer because, the off season's slow and all that. I'm Cassie. I'm Abstract Halo on both Reddit and Twitter, and these are my co-hosts tonight.
I'm Terry. I'm
Hey,
T-Rex20 on both Reddit and Twitter.
Hi, I'm Aisha. I am Torque for Torque on Twitter and Aisha on Reddit, and I'm the Bruins fan.
So, tonight we've got a couple things we can talk about. Which do you guys want to start with?
I think we need to start with the Sharks.
So if you have been living under a rock, Joe Thornton had his captaincy stripped, as well as Marlowe as for assistants, and there will be no captains or alternates going into training camp for the Sharks. Thoughts?
I don't know what the hell the Sharks are doing.
Just because they got reverse swept, they're pretty much freaking the fuck out right now.
They're acting like they finished in the basement. Honestly, that's what they're acting like. Like, exactly what did Joe Thornton do to deserve having the C stripped? And I also like how they're not really acknowledging that they're stripping him of it. They said they don't consider it to be stripping him of the captaincy because he can earn it back in training camp. Listen,
What the fuck?
if someone has to earn something back, you've taken it away from them.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you say, well, they can get it back, no. If you phrase it as well, this gives them a chance to prove that he still deserves it. That's one thing.
And I'm not sure the exact phrasing, but it's the same thing. He had it. He no longer has it. That's taking it away.
Well, my thought is, didn't like 4 years ago they did the same exact thing?
Yeah, how'd that work out for him? Have they won a Stanley Cup since then? Nope. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't instances where you should take the you should take the captaincy away. Those certainly exist. Mike Modano had the C taken away from him. Thank God. It's Joe Thornton has done nothing. The collapse was not like, oh, Joe Thornton fucked up. That's why we lost 4 straight games when we only had to win 1 more.
Yeah,
Like,
that was. But they also ended up losing to the team that, like, it wasn't like they just won. They got knocked off and lost the team that lost the next round.
Yeah. And it's like, we're going to make all these changes, but they're making no changes that
To help the team.
are making them better.
They did not learn from the Bruins when we got reverse swept in 2010. We did nothing of this freaking out.
Like, you make it to the Western Conference Finals, whatever you do, sorry, I'm trying to control a dog that's trying to eat me. You make tweaks. You do well in the playoffs, you'd make tweaks. You don't demolish everything and act like you're, going for the number 1 draft pick.
But at the same time, you could realize that they figured out their division is pretty much the weakest of the 4. Literally, all the Canadian teams on their division is going to be tanking. Phoenix is Phoenix. So, like, only people that are going to try in that division is going to be Anaheim, and LA.
I mean,
it's the California teams are always the better ones in that division.
Yeah, so I think they've realized they don't really have to try that hard in the regular season to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, but they still have LA and Anaheim. And then the wild card from the league, from the conference, which is going to be from the Central Division.
Yeah.
Once you get to the playoffs, it gets really freaking hard.
I mean, yes, they needed one more, win,
Win.
but again, they did lose to the eventual Cup winners.
I think if I were a Sharks fan, this offseason would make me more mad than what happened to the playoffs.
I think so too.
I'm
Yeah.
not a Sharks
They
fan.
didn't address
but I find
any
it
problems.
highly entertaining. But
John Scott does not fix their playoff problems.
right. We got swept in the playoffs. Oh my god. Who do we get? I know. John Scott.
John Scott.
Like, what the hell?
He is a Stanley Cup winner. John Scott. That one goal he scored.
Like, how do you go through that and think, God, what would be the difference? What would have won us the Stanley Cup this year? I know. The guy who can barely skate.
He's probably going to take away
He's
ice
great in the
time.
locker room.
He's going to take ice away from all the youth players they have.
I mean,
Yes.
what an absurd train of thought.
It's horrible. It's just terrible.
It's like a train wreck ready to happen, and I'm just going to sit there and watch while eating popcorn.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've hated the Sharks for a very long time. So I'm okay with it. But I don't understand it one bit.
I don't know. It's stupid. If I was okay, I don't expect that team to do very well next year. Just
Oh, I don't
they
either.
can they can make the playoffs just based on the division, unless Vancouver gets their shit together.
Which I highly doubt.
Well, Miller can drag a team kicking and screaming into the playoffs.
But at the same time, do you
So-
think he has a year to adapt to them?
It's not like he's being traded towards the end of the season and expected to go out and win a cup.
Yeah, I think he has time to figure out their system.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Right, but, yeah.
He's
Do
plus
we have any
Vancouver
Twitter
doesn't have.
comments about San Jose?
No, we don't. But we do have a couple questions.
Let's take some questions.
Okay, we have two. First one is, who's going to win the best TV drama at the Emmys?
Who's nominated?
Breaking Bad, Downton Abbey, Game of Thrones, House of Cards, Mad Men, and True Detective.
Either
I think
Breaking Bad or House of Cards.
House of Cards. Breaking Bad, AMC shows never get love on the Emmys. It's usually HBO shows, but I feel like this is the year of Netflix, so I feel like House of Cards is going to win.
I mean, I haven't watched any of those shows because I don't watch TV.
I want to say because Breaking Bad's done a lot, and I think they're going to be the one to do it this year.
Because Breaking Bad is over.
Yeah, that's what's going to do it too. And the other question, this one we can. Where it is? Okay, and who are your top 5 fantasy hockey players this season?
Okay, so I've never played fantasy hockey. This season will be my first. So I don't really. I would guess somebody who's going to be decent, but also not injury prone.
See, that's what I did last season, and I drafted Stamkos second overall, and that really fucked me over. That really fucked me over because I thought, hey, Stamkos barely ever gets injured, and he gives enough points, more on average than probably Crosby was going to give, because I thought Crosby was going to get injured. So let me just get Stamkos. That fucked me over.
You know, that is.
Okay.
It sounds like solid reasoning at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it was
It usually
great.
is.
He was scoring goals, and then fucked me over.
I actually read.
All right, so hands down. Oh, go for it.
I read an article this morning talking about why you shouldn't take Jamie Benn in the first round because he had a career year last year. And the 2 seasons before that was like, you could tell something was on the brink of something, but he hadn't quite realized it. But that maybe he realized it this year just because Tyler Seguin was on his line. And what if they're not on the same line all next year? What if Seguin gets hurt? What if they end up in the basement of the Western Conference after the first 20 years and Ruff shuffles Ben to the second line? And here's why I think that's bullshit. Jamie Benn didn't have bad seasons the years before. He didn't have career seasons, but he didn't have bad seasons. He's not injury prone. Tyler Seguin's not injury prone. And does he really think we're going to be worse than Winnipeg?
You never
within
know.
The first 20 games? Worse because we've acquired Spezza and Hemsky, we're going to be worse?
You know, Pavlik is really good goalkeeper.
I would take Ben. I would take Kari, and I'm totally a homer in fantasy. I would take Kari simply because of the volume of shots he faces, because our defense is shit.
Yeah, I'm taking Rask because homer bias right there.
Okay, so my top 5 are I would if I could grab Crosby, I would take Crosby for sure. Ovechkin,
I'd take Crosby
Stamkos. I would take Miller because he's going to face a ton of shots. He's going to face a lot of them.
Shots. Everybody!
And I would probably... I don't know. It was very nice having Corey Perry on my team last year for fantasy, so I'd probably grab him again.
I would probably take Jamie Benn, Kari, Crosby, and Ovechkin. And I don't know. I feel like I'd want somebody, I don't know, maybe Taves or Kane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Is this league give points for penalty minutes?
Then I'd want Roussel. In that case, I'd want Roussel.
Then I want Lucic, Stamkos.
I want Ott. If it gives points for penalty minutes, I want Ott.
No, see, I want Roussel because Roussel can score and he gets a crazy amount of penalty minutes.
See, that's why I want Lucic. He scores and he gets horrible amount of minutes and keep fighting. So there we go. So Lucic, Stamkos. I'm actually going to avoid Crosby just because I'm always afraid of him getting injured.
Even if he plays a quarter of the season, it's still better than.
That's my point too.
Oh, and Hosa, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And homer bias with this, but Riley Smith, just because.
Okay, so that's what we have for questions right now. Keep an eye out. Let's go on to the Islanders. Charles Wang has agreed to sell the Islanders, but it's going to be in a phase-in process. Majority owners, and then they will take over majority. So
that seems weird. Like if I were an Islanders fan, I'd be worried.
It does seem weird.
Because is he just gonna do the same ownership that Wang does? Because that's not really an improvement.
I think they're doing it because the new owners will still be involved for the next 2 years to phase in, but I think they're doing it to see what Garth Snow can do in that time. And it guarantees stability. And the other thing is stability because they are moving to a new arena next year.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't get it either.
I understand the point. Like, if you're changing ownership, you're changing ownership. Wouldn't it be better to change it all at once? and kind
You
of
would
get
think
it
that.
over with. I mean, look at, Dallas went through 5 years of bankruptcy and who's going to be our owner and all, and it did not go well for us.
Well, and we went, I don't remember, we didn't struggle for too long, but it was still,
And I would imagine, like, okay, so Wang is, giving up ownership little by little. He's not going to want to spend any more of his money.
True.
he doesn't want to spend any of his money now.
Right, which is why wouldn't it be better to just give it over to the new owners?
Yeah.
That just seems, the whole situation seems weird to me.
Yeah.
But it's the Islanders' way. Do they do anything logically? No.
No.
Sorry for the 2 Islander fans who will ever listen to this.
The new owners are the former co-owners of the Caps as well.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So they've been involved with hockey before.
Which, again, why do they need to be phased in?
No one knows. It's
Who
the Islanders'
knows?
way.
So yes, there's that. I think they just don't want to change too much too fast because they are doing the move and everything soon. But I don't know.
All right, so what else has happened?
We can do the retirement or the draft.
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 The draft has changed.
Again.
What the hell? What the hell were they thinking?
Wait,
I think
there's a
they're
draft in the
thinking-
first round?
I think they're
Yes.
thinking, you know what?
Really?
This is my honest, this is what I think the NHL's train of thought is. Listen, guys, if we just
Okay.
keep changing it, people will be too confused to complain about it. Because no one will know what to complain about, no one will understand anything.
But you guys are you still getting over the fact that there's a first round in the draft?
Yes.
There's an actual draft?
Yes, there is, and they're fucking it over. Okay, so what they're doing for 2015 is, and I'll just go over the top 3 because nobody really is going to give a shit afterwards. Currently, under before the changes, the team that finishes in 30th place has a 25% chance of going first overall. Team that finishes in 29th, 18.8, and 28th was 14.2. With the new change, it'll down 30th place will have a 20% chance of getting it. Then it'll go to 13.5, 11.5. But the numbers from 26th and higher, their odds go up a little bit to draft first. In 2016, the lottery will assign the top 3 drafting slots. So even if you finish 30th, you're not guaranteed top 3.
I honestly, I'm at this point, I'm kind of like, oh my god, can you just do what you want and keep it that way?
Seriously.
Like, stop changing things. I don't know, I think I'm kind of okay with, finishing 30th, not automatically getting a top 3 pick, because I don't like the tanking for the number 1 pick. God, it just sucks to watch.
I know.
Are you listening, NBA? Well,
But I actually liked an idea, and I want to say I read it. It was a Down Goes Brown thing, but I'm not positive. So once teams are eliminated from playoff contention, basically they restart, and any win gets them more entries into the lottery. So
I don't like that.
it's motivation.
Because
It's motivation for them to keep playing.
yes, but what happens if, say, your team gets nailed and you have 15 people uninjured at the end of your season? Because that happened to us last year. I mean, we were already shitty and bad, but we had like an injury list of 15 players.
Yeah, well, that part sucks. But
Yes.
But look at it this way. Look at it this way. The earlier you get eliminated from playoff contention, the more chance you have to win. So if Dallas gets eliminated in the last week, well, you only have 3 games left. So you don't get as many injuries.
Yeah.
So even if Buffalo sucks, if they get eliminated with a month and a half to go, they're going to get more chances than Dallas. And then you still have something to play for. And I'm dealing with this in baseball right now. I have no reason to watch games, and I don't. I don't have an MLB TV subscription anymore because why in the world am I watching a team that has nothing to play for? Who's literally like, guys, I know you were waiting for that surgery in the off season, but go ahead and have it now.
Yeah, for us, I mean, my complaint about this isn't the same complaint that my GM had. Doing it this soon puts a face on the people on the team, on who's going to suffer from this. It's obvious what team. It's obvious who's getting fucked over from this change, and and if in my GM said, why don't you phase this out 2 or 3 years down the road, so that way you don't know who it's going to affect.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
And he actually got his pee-pee slapped for that. He said it in an interview. But I agree with him. They should phase this out a little bit longer because they know exactly who's gonna. They know who's gonna get screwed over.
The Panthers and the Sabres and Oilers and Flames. And the Islanders, I guess?
No, well, the Islanders don't get screwed over this year because of it.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah.
They don't have a pick. So, again, the Buffalo Sabres.
I still can't get over the fact that there's an actual first round. I'm still, mind blown over this.
Yeah, they exist. We have them.
Even the draft exists, as a Bruins fan. Novel concept.
Yeah. Yeah, that exists too. My other, I don't know, what's the other news? You want to do the retirement? What do you do?
Yeah, Jaguar is retiring, which I'm pretty sure we all knew.
Yeah. That skate with Timu really.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I always loved Jiggy. He was great. He was a lot of fun to watch. But it's clearly time for him to retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very obvious it's time to go. But it's good on him for actually realizing that. Unlike some players who are not realizing that it might be a good time for them to retire. I'm not pointing any fingers at any double goaltenders. But
God. Do you think anybody's going to pick Brodeur up this season?
No.
Not with Briz available.
Know. That's a good point.
But Briz came out this week and said...
People are saying that people would pick up Briz before they'd pick you up. Retire.
Brizgalov. We are willing to pick up Ilya Brizgalov over you.
Honestly, I think Martin Brodeur is obviously was a fantastic goalie. I cannot stand him. I know that elite athletes have big egos. I know that goalies have even bigger egos. But good Lord, how does this man fit through any doorways with his head being that big?
No idea.
Like, you can't look at your own play. You are not a good enough. You are not mentally able to stand back and look at your own play and say, you know what? I still love this game. I still love playing. But at this point, I'm hurting my team. Like, that's absurd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do think he might get picked up by somebody. There are a couple goalie injuries. And they get desperate. But he's now gone from the one of the top goalie in the league to the option for when a team gets desperate.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of goalies, Brizgalov did. His agent came out and said that he has been instructed to do whatever it takes to go back to Minnesota.
Oh, I didn't
Yes.
think that was an option.
Briz told his agent to work things out and do whatever it takes, even if it means taking, a financial hit, so he could stay and continue to play in the Twin Cities, because he loved it there.
That's interesting.
That's
yes.
good for him.
And see, I think Briz, for me, is the opposite of Brodeur. Is he an elite goalie? No. But God, I love his personality.
Yeah. And the problem is, I'm sure the Wild would love to have Briz back, but they kind of have a problem.
Yeah, I do not envy.
There's this Finnish goaltender who needs to go away.
And there's this one who should probably have an early retirement for health reasons.
He
right?
probably will. Yes.
That's so sad.
Harding, I have nothing against him, but Backstrom is old, completely always injured, terrible, and his contract makes him practically unmovable. Yeah, it's bad. It's just so bad. But I would like to see. I think eventually, when either Backstrom or Harding goes down, they'll grab Briz. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it's probably going to happen. And they still haven't signed Kemper.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a couple questions. Do you want me to go over the questions?
Sure.
All right. What team is the most fucked if they lose their starting goalie?
I think the Rangers.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Talbot's not too bad.
Oh
Dallas.
wait, no.
Dallas currently
Kings
does.
in the playoffs, they would be fucked over.
Yeah, but let's go with regular
The
season. I
The
think
Kings goalies are also a product of good defense, so they're okay.
Oh yeah,
I think
sure.
Dallas would be in trouble, and I'm not just saying this because, well, I mean, I know that I'm more familiar with them, but we don't even know who our backup is yet,
Oh,
and we don't have a strong defense.
you know who else will be fucked over that we all witnessed during the playoffs?
Montreal.
The Lightning. No, Lightning.
Montreal.
And Lightning.
No,
Bishop.
Lightning picked up a backup though.
Yeah, no, the Lightning are much better than that.
Yeah, I know, but if we're talking before, like, how do we know the guy would be good enough for it, though? That's what I'm saying.
Because I'm double checking who they picked up, but I think it was someone fairly decent.
But Budach
the
is
Canadians.
But Budach is good. Budach. Can't say his name.
Budai.
Yeah, Budai is actually
weird.
really good. So the thing is, he's actually pretty decent, and he kind of carried the Canadians through a lot of the regular season.
Yeah.
So I think they're fine.
No, I really do think Dallas because we don't know who our backup is and we have weak defense.
Tampa signed Nabokov.
Oh yeah, they're fine.
That's their back. Yeah,
Okay.
they'll be fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
So it was like they went and got somebody who's been around for a while. So
Okay,
What
that's
about
not live
Florida?
blood.
What about Florida?
Florida, if Lou goes down, they have El Montoya.
Montoya, you killed my father.
The Blue Jackets.
God, he should have a Princess Bride mask. That'd be awesome.
If Bobrovsky goes down,
Oh
Well,
yeah,
weren't they fine when he was put in the concussion when he was out the regular season?
They were okay.
but if you're, I think we also have to look at where the teams are going to be. If you're battling for a playoff spot like Columbus will be, then you can't really afford to be okay for
Yeah.
any significant amount of time. You have to be good.
It's like, what if Rask went down, you guys still had Chad Johnson for an extended period of
And
time.
everyone in front of him.
Well, we still have everyone in front of him, which I think we're fine with.
Yeah.
So I think it's the bubble teams. I think it's Dallas, Columbus,
Tampa.
maybe even Nashville.
No,
Maybe even Nashville.
I don't. Oh yeah, Nashville definitely. Because look at last
And
year.
the Rangers.
Not having Pekka really hurt them.
And Rangers, without a doubt. Let's be real. They would have never gone that far without Henrik.
Yeah,
Right, but we're not
but I
talking
don't
the playoffs. We're talking regular season.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the fact that they depend on him that much.
Right.
Yeah, but Tampa will be fine now because they did go out and get a decent backup.
That's not
They
LeBron.
Yeah, they went and they learned their lesson. Yeah. Okay, so we had a response to that question on Twitter. Dave said that the Jets would get better if their backup went down.
That's and I was actually thinking when we were talking about Brodeur, the only team I would think that would improve with Brodeur is the Jets.
No, I think, let's be real. Pavlik is a really good goalkeeper.
What?
If he was Pavlik,
No.
if it was,
In what league?
if it was like a child's beer league,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
full of like drunk 5-year-old
Because
kids, then yeah, he'd be like an all-star.
yeah, they're the only team that would improve by their starting goalie going down.
Or wait, no, the Flames goalie said.
Yeah, Flames went out and got goalies. They went and got who did they get? They got somebody good though. They went and got Jonas Hiller.
Yeah.
So they're okay. The Oilers are okay. Buffalo, we lost our starting goalie and our backup goalie and our third string goalie and our fourth string goalie, and we did just fine.
But you're also not a bubble team. So while it would hurt you,
No,
exactly what's it gonna hurt?
nothing.
Except the chances of getting second worst.
It's just like we lost our starting goal. It was so bad. We don't even know who our starter is yet, so that also counts. But
We still don't. Wait. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Wait. Actually, if I think about it, I don't really have that much confidence in Severberg, our new backup. So
yeah.
I don't really have that much confidence in him.
But again, you don't rely on your goalie nearly as much as other teams.
True.
If Dallas didn't have Lennon, they'd be screwed.
Oh God, please, Kari, don't get hurt.
Put him in a bubble.
No offense.
Wrap him in bubble wrap until the season starts.
Okay, so
I have another news piece.
Okay.
That's not really hockey news, but Jamie
All right.
Benn was named one of Dallas's most eligible bachelors,
I
which I would just like to point out that I hope that means hockey is coming back into relevance in Dallas, because Mike Modano is also always on this list.
Well, I think it's because of the fact that everyone figured out that Rangers and Cowboys have no hope.
They will always have hope for the Cowboys.
Right,
Cowboys
Dave
is not a
circled
high
back
school
to the.
team and Cowboys fans. Yes, I know. What about the Abs? He's right.
True, the Avs as well.
No.
Who's their backup?
Yeah.
Do
They
have
a
backup?
Yeah, they have a backup. It's Rito Berra. Berra,
I'm
that's
sorry,
what it
it's
says.
who?
He he played for the Flames this year. Berra, he's not that good. They're not. They're not in a good place.
Die, Avs, die!
Um, let's see. Oh, the other question was favorite memories of Giggy.
Jiggy and
Giggy.
playoff. When he would turn it on in the playoffs when he was at his peak, he was a lot of fun to watch. So playoff Jiggy for me. Am I the only one?
Moment, but no,
Sad
the
Jiggy
sad
when he
moment.
got the-
Mine is a sad moment. No, it was actually him and Solani skating around
That
at
was
the end of
really
that
nice.
game.
That was
Oh, yeah.
really sad.
That was sad.
Yeah. So. Okay. Oh. So we don't have much more news, but I did write a blog article the other day. If we want to discuss that topic.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. The article I wrote about was a possible way of bringing the focus of women's hockey for the CWHL, and that is have them play during the summer.
Just like how MLS does it to bring attention to American League.
That's not a bad
Kind of
idea,
like that.
actually.
Yeah. It makes sense because it's working out for MLS, and because who's going to watch MLS if European soccer's on? So if this way that people get
Well-
their hockey fix.
And MLS isn't in the summer because of European soccer. MLS is in the summer because of
NFL.
football, hockey, and basketball. Mostly
Yeah.
football.
That and also
Okay, this is
Right.
going to be a really, really, really unpopular opinion. Women's hockey, I enjoy watching it. It's not the quality that men's hockey is. It just isn't. And it's not, and I don't think
It's different.
I don't think, honestly, I don't think it will be. I'm not saying it doesn't have value, but I think if you're portraying it as, look, it's the NHL, but for women, you're gonna fail.
yeah.
Because women are
Yeah.
physiologically not as strong, not as powerful, not as fast as men.
They should probably take a. I
Exactly.
know they should probably take a look in the book that the North American Women's Soccer League does, and a way to promote the sport, where they don't try to make it seem like, hey, we're women, hey, we're just as good as men. They're like, hey, this is our own league, watch us, we have a different style, watch us.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be. I think too many people try to portray it as it's just as good. It's not.
It's a different.
You
It's a
have
whole
to be
different
able
animal.
to take it for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my thing with it is that the reason I said that is the CWHL has 5 teams. 2 of the teams are currently affiliated with the NHL. Calgary and Toronto. They both work with their NHL team. They offset the cost of equipment and travel. Rumors are that the CWHL will also be getting a 6th team, which would be in Minnesota. So, really excited for that. But they're working with the Wild to do a similar situation. When women play, when that league plays, they only play for a few months because it's such a small league. So they're competing against the NHL, AHL, NCAA, juniors, high school, KHL, etc.
And all the other sports leagues.
Yeah. During the summertime, the only hockey they have to compete with is the Australian League.
And then the
Which-
only national sports they have to compete with is baseball and MLS.
Right.
And golf. And tennis.
But even just, hockey star fans wanting something would watch it during the summer.
Kind of like how everyone started watching the juniors because they were so hockey starved.
Yeah.
I think putting in summer would be a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a little different, though.
They just need to work on the marketing.
And that would be the other thing, if the teams would step up. The NHL teams have, like, endless piles of money for marketing. They would help with that. It would help the sport, but...
I mean, if you look at it this way, NBA is bad at advertising WNBA, so I'm kind of hoping NHL doesn't follow the footsteps.
But the WNBA is the only successful women's league in the country.
Yeah,
They're
that's
the
true.
only ones that have survived.
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
true.
what are we on, our third or fourth women's soccer league?
Yeah, but this time it looks like it's sticking thanks to the World Cup win.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's always come after... all of the women's soccer leagues have come after World Cups, and none of them have lasted.
Well, I mean, it's going to be on the third year. Next year's the World Cup again, so if they do well again, I still see it going on, because this is the third year the league restarted itself.
But I understand that,
this
like,
is what, the fourth
at the WNBA.
For the hockey?
People laugh at the WNBA, but they're successful. For what the metric of success is for a women's sports league right now, they hit all the marks.
And if they advertise the women's hockey league like the NBA does during All-Star Week, that would be beyond excellent.
Yeah. I just think if the NHL got together and said something, just worked it out. I know everybody's knows about the Ice Bucket Challenge, but when Brian Burke did his, I believe it was him, he made a comment about how none of the female hockey players have been nominated and mentioned, and he took that initiative to, mention female, women's hockey. So, I don't know. I just think the NHL needs to do something.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Okay. We don't have any other questions. So let's see what other news has there been. What has your favorite Ice Bucket Challenge been so far?
Still waiting on Riley Smith. Preferably shirtless. That's the only one I care for.
I haven't seen a lot of them, like a lot of hockey players, simply because, honestly, I stopped watching all of the different Ice Bucket videos after the 800th one I saw. Sorry. It just was like,
That's
okay,
right.
so they're going to dump a bucket of ice on their head. I got it. And I've just kind of moved past
I had to wait a lot. So, I thought Bissonet's was great. It was hilarious.
Did he do it with the helicopter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who...
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He did it with a helicopter. Saw way too much of his bass than I wanted ever in my life. But that was bad. So yeah, I'm just floating around here.
Or people ask us questions.
Or me to harass people to ask.
Yeah.
I have 700 followers. Why do I not have more people asking me questions?
I think it's just a slow night because of the Emmys.
Yeah, the Emmys just take away our attention. Fuck you, Emmys!
Yeah. But, I mean, we do only have a handful of minutes left anyways, so...
Let me just... Wait. Let me try to switch accounts. Oh, fuck! Let's see. Oh, yeah. If your captain was a unicorn, what kind of unicorn would it be?
I answered this question, and I'm heartbroken that it was lost forever.
No, it's still in your comment history. Check your comment history. It's still there.
Yeah, it's way too far back for me to...
Okay, check mine, because I actually commented and haven't commented since on Reddit.
Mine would be the very mystical, non-existent one, because we don't have a captain.
Mine was, the unicorn with the amazing mane that's always styled, who has this 2 sidekicks that both like to joke around, and he's awkward and shy. But when you need him to, he'll be the hero.
Mine would be the murderous unicorn that will stab everyone with his horn because he's just that type of unicorn. And then everyone's just going to hate him, but he's still going to be a unicorn. Nee! So,
Yeah, we don't have a captain. So, non-existent.
also, another question of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Which NHL team would be number 1 if they switch out their sticks for swords?
Boston. You know what? Actually, maybe this would be a point where San Jose would be like, yes, we signed John Scott. I'm just saying.
I can see it.
That.
This is why they're doing it, because they figured out we're switching to swords now, and not sticks.
Okay, we have 2 questions now. What is your favorite off-season thread so far?
We
The unicorn thread.
Unicorn.
The unicorns, yeah. And what surprised you the most from this off-season?
The Sharks.
That, I think what surprised me is that Jim Neal was able to get what he got without giving away basically anything. We gave away 1 player and some prospects. And we got Alex Hemsky and Jason Spezza. Did not see that coming.
I was surprised that not only did Matt Molson come back, so did Cody McCormick. Like, we traded both of them together at the deadline, and they just decided to come back to the team. Like, hey, we're okay with you trading us away.
I mean, I think that's a sign of people who are professional enough to understand that it's not necessarily personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other question is, what surprised you the least?
What surprised me? Taves and Kane re-signing. No shit.
And I think for me was Tim Murray's I told you so moment when he got above the cap floor within a day. I think that did not surprise me. Because he sat there and he told the reporters, I told you it was easy to spend money.
And then mine would be the Sharks. Everything about the Sharks this offseason.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing actually surprised me about that. It's just kind of
No,
like...
it kind of did surprise me, the fact that they went out and got John Scott, and the fact that they stripped Thornton of the sea. That's something you wouldn't really predict, though.
I think the individual events could be surprising, but hey, the Sharks went crazy was kind of like, well, yeah.
The Sharks went to SeaWorld.
Okay, we have more questions. Jeez. Okay, what are your predictions for the Stanley Cup winners this coming year?
I'm a huge jinx, and everything I say usually happens to opposite of, so I'm just going to say, not the Bruins.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Who do you think is going to win
What
the
are your
Cup?
predictions for Stanley Cup?
Oh, Jesus, I have no idea.
Not the Bruins.
Hopefully not LA. Hopefully not Chicago.
Oh god, if it's Chicago or LA, I'm
Probably
just
LA
going
or
to rage quit.
Chicago.
I'm going to rage quit the league if it's either
I want
Chicago.
a team in the East. Shit.
Yes, I want an East team. We can't be the only
Be
East
better.
team that has won in the
If
past
you want
5
an East
years.
team, be better.
Oh, we were better.
Okay.
We
Clearly
got
you
it.
Who's gonna-
weren't.
We
who's
went to the
gonna
final
get-
2 seasons ago in 2013.
Right, but 2 seasons ago, that doesn't count this year.
I know. Fucking Montreal.
Okay, who's gonna get the first overall this year?
I
Based
will
off
laugh so hard if it's the Islanders.
But it
I
goes
would
to
too. I will. If the Islanders get first overall, it's my first overall, and that means we would probably fall to second, and we would get both Eichel and McDavid. And I want us to draft Eichel and then McDavid, just for shits and giggles.
Oh God! Watch us be like a team that like got like fifth to last place just for shits and giggles.
We can't fall. You can't fall
can't do
farther
it.
than one this year.
Yeah.
You can only fall one position.
Okay, so oh
Yep. Next year, or the 2016 draft, you can though.
okay, so watch
Okay.
it be.
Who's just gonna go away this year?
As in, like, fate.
Colorado.
Who's really good? Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah, they can't sustain those numbers. Uh,
What?
okay, I'm reading here. I'm going through all these questions. There's a lot of questions here. Okay, it's just people replying. I'm just trying to keep up on it all. So yeah, I think I want the Islanders to get first overall. Because that
Well,
would be
obviously
so...
you do.
Yeah.
I would be so Buffalo of us to draft first overall with someone else's pick. So we can't do it on our own. Nah. Okay, I think this will be one of our last questions. Who do you think the underdogs are in the upcoming season?
As in, okay, so I'm going to underdogs, as in no one thinks they'll make the playoffs, but they might be able to.
Yeah.
Nashville.
Hurricanes. The Canes can.
Nashville. They've got a lot, but they're in that worst division possible.
Yeah, I don't think Nashville can break through, to be quite honest, in that division. I don't think they have it in them to break through.
I think they have a shot at the last wild card.
But even then, I still don't think they would get it.
Being told that
Honestly-
Minnesota's an underdog.
I'm looking at the last two,
Right.
the
That's why
bottom
I'm
two
calling them an
divisions.
underdog.
I'm looking at the bottom two divisions, and I still think it's going to be the Hurricanes of the bottom two divisions, which is Metro and the Pacific.
I don't think Minnesota is an underdog anymore.
They're not.
No. No.
I think it will be. God. Jesus, I hate our division.
Join us! Join us!
Yeah, see, my boyfriend, he is the one who's saying that Minnesota's an underdog, and he just said normally I would agree that they're not an underdog, but have you seen that fucking division? So, if you're not the Blues or Chicago and you're in the Central Division and you're trying to make the playoffs, probably an underdog.
Yeah. God. I'm trying to think, like, how it could play out and what position everyone will be in. I think, okay, so I think Colorado will move down. I think Colorado will still make the playoffs, but I think they'll move down.
Yes.
I don't.
I hope that Dallas isn't the 8th seed again. But I honestly have no clue who we'd knock out. Like, I think we've gotten better, but I don't know who we've gotten better than.
You got it better than Colorado.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I hope so.
I think Spezza, as an addition, has done wonders. It added depth to your forwards.
I mean,
by
I would
a
enjoy
lot.
that. I would enjoy for Colorado to be battling it out for the 8th seed
Because
for the last
now you
wild
guys-
card.
But now you guys actually have a second line.
Yes, but we still don't have a defense.
But goals win games.
Yeah.
Defense is kind of important in the West, though.
That's true. Not in the East.
And the East, most teams don't have a decent defense. In the West,
Except the
you kind
Bruins.
of have to have it to survive. Yeah.
True. I still find it funny that we have the second lowest, or no, we have the second. No, we had the highest. No, the lowest goals per average allowed.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think you figure it out in my head.
It's
But yeah.
But yeah, it's if you're in the West, you have to have defense. It's just how it is.
I still
So-
think we could make a case for Dallas being in the East.
Oh yeah.
The Cowboys are in the East.
But
Yeah, but I
the
think the Jets
Mavericks
want
are
to
in the
move.
West.
The Jets were in the East, and I think they want to move back.
And
Yeah,
the
but
Mavericks are,
then you'll have a team like the Jets get the number 2 seed in the East.
or we could bring Chicago back into the East.
No,
Hey, that's fine.
Like
Take
the
them back,
Bulls.
please.
no, Chicago can stay in the West.
No, Chicago could go to the Metro.
We still have to face them 3 times.
Yeah, but still take away immediately.
NHL realignment brought to you by Puckin Awesome.
Bring Chicago into the East so that we have all original 6 teams in the East.
No.
It's
Chicago
bothering
can
that we're
stay
not
West.
in the East,
Such original 6 is such bullshit anyway.
says the team
Read your
that's not original
history,
6.
people. There's no such thing.
Says the person who supports the non-original 6 team.
Hey,
I'm just saying, it doesn't exist.
we can always say
A marketing ploy.
Detroit.
What?
What?
So we can always send Detroit back to the East.
I don't think you guys are understanding. Keep the really good teams in the Central.
But
And
Detroit is
Dallas
not that
this
good
week.
anymore. I don't think Detroit's going to get the playoffs this season, to be quite honest.
God, part of me wants to see that, to see all the Detroit fans melt down. And part of me doesn't want to deal with all the Detroit fans melting down.
Oh, I want to see them melt down. I want them to suffer. You don't understand how much I hate them. All
I
of
don't
their
know.
cockiness, I want them to, suffer. I want to bring them back to reality, and also I don't want them to break our record of 29 years straight.
At this point, I'd be happy for 2 years straight. But, okay, so do we have anything else?
No, we don't. So I think we can wrap it up and do all that. So you guys, do you have any final thoughts for the night?
Nope.
Nope.
I can't wait until hockey's back.
Oh god, yes.
45
please.
days! Okay, so
Now
this
have-
has been...
All the sports back.
Okay. And time for the long spiel. This has been Puckin Awesome. I am Cassie, Abstract Halo on both Reddit and Twitter and pretty much everywhere on the internet you look. These are my co-hosts.
I'm Terry,
Gross.
TRX20 on Twitter and Reddit.
I am Aisha. I am Aisha on Reddit and Twerk for Twerk on Twitter.
Okay.
Hi.
And you can catch this episode and all the others, including the Wooden Ball Show, which is going on still for the off season. You can check them out on ourhockeycast.com, the subreddit r/ourhockeycast, and on the YouTube channel and Twitter. Thank you for listening. Right.